So we still have only 3 stores open. We had to shut down completely 3 stores, so those don't exist anymore. And we have another 3 that are just waiting. It's a wait and see mode because they're inside office buildings and offices aren't back at work. So it's a very interesting time, but we survived.
That's a real problem for you, isn't it, those in the office buildings? Because office buildings are going to be amongst the last that fully reopen. So what's your strategy now? I mean, I realise it's, stay in business as best you can, but what's your strategy, Ada, between now and, say, Christmas?
Great question, Richard, because it's something that has been keeping me up at night for the last 3 months. Now we're actually I actually see COVID as a silver lining. Our strategy is to get in front of places like residential estates and be located in all these high foot traffic areas, like grocery stores, where people live. And we're actually seeing some interesting revenue lines emerge for us. With some private label. So I'm actually quite excited. It's the silver lining in this whole thing. And yeah, that's the strategy going forward. Just staying focused and keeping our eyes open for opportunities.
I'm hearing that phrase by a lot of people. Big businesses tell me looking for opportunities. You're sort of a true entrepreneur, aren't you, Ada? You're looking for opportunities in the face of adversity. And I do wonder, when do you think you'll be able to take more staff on?
We actually have soon. I would say soon, because of those opportunities that I really, fingers crossed that they're going to come up. They're going to come about. We should be able to take some folks on in the next 2 months, maybe. So I'm glad, because we had to lay off about 11 people. We're a small business. We're about 50, and we had to lay off about 11 people.
So I asked David Rubenstein, one of the world's great sort of deal makers, what he had learned about himself during COVID. Okay, Ada, you're at the other end of the business scale. What have you learned about yourself as a businesswoman, as an entrepreneur during this crisis?
I think I learned not to make knee-jerk reactions, to take my time, to pause, to think, to ask questions, and finally make a decision. It was very interesting. In the last 3 months, there are things that I thought that's the way forward, and suddenly 3 months later, I'm like, maybe not. It's not the way forward. So being able to pause, reflect, and think, I think the crisis really made me do that. I learned that about myself.
We'll talk again before the year is over. We'll pull the strands together. Thank you. Good luck.